There's always a story behind an artist's work, a reason for their creations, and fashion designers are no exception. Our Yim Yoonhee joins me today with one of the most influential fashion designers in history. Good afternoon, Yoonhee. So,
good afternoon.
Which designer are we going to talk about today?
So Chanel, right? So a dominant force in the fashion industry. So Coco Chanel, the original designer for the brand, she revolutionized women's fashion with her creation. And like any other artist, there's a story behind her work. So take a look.
One of the most recognizable brands around the world, Chanel is high fashion. But behind the iconic black and white, the tweed jackets and the quilted leather handbags, is a woman who, like many others, had an idea and was determined to bring her passion to fruition.
The Coco Chanel show has been to 5 other countries, and now we would like to show Seoul the history of Coco Chanel and share her vision with the Korean people.
Gabrielle Chanel, nicknamed Coco, was born in Saumur, France, to a family who sold working clothes around the markets. But she was often out in the fields enjoying nature, which is where one of her first motifs entered her life. Chanel's early works often featured an ear of wheat, an image that took her back to her youth. It's these memories and life experiences that were woven together to define and create the prolific designs of Chanel, such as the 6 years she spent at an orphanage. Early Chanel designs bear a stark resemblance to the uniform she wore at the convent of Aubazine, a place where she became enamored by the image of a star, soon to be another prominent motif. The next couple decades of her life included friends such as Picasso and Misia Sert, along with other social elites. And it's during this time that Chanel started her career in fashion, designing hats. Chanel's romantic relationships brought her into contact with things like the equestrian life, another theme that would continue in her style book, along with tweed, a material that she would use to make one of the most iconic pieces of women's fashion, the Chanel tweed jacket. Gabrielle Chanel traveled around the world, being influenced by the history of the places she'd visit. But she also influenced the lives around her as well. Even into the modern day, Chanel became immortalized through works of artists like Andy Warhol. Chanel went against the grain from the very beginning, but behind each creation is a story of the designer and the trials and triumphs of her life.
So it looks like you had many thoughts going through your mind as we saw you in the report. So I'm sure there were much more that you wanted to put in your report. So
right.
What else?
Very interesting exhibition. So obviously Chanel really sparked my attention. What can you learn about a fashion brand? But there really was so much to learn. So first of all, the layout of the exhibition was very interesting. And so they told me actually before I went to go film, they said bring extra lighting, and I didn't quite understand what they meant by that, but it was very dark. And so honestly in the beginning it was a little bit intimidating, a little bit too dark, but once you get to learn about Chanel, you see her very simplistic, revolutionary style. She really wanted to stick to like the minimal, make everything very cutting edge, and so you also get that feeling from the exhibition layout as well. So there's very sharp, clean glass containers that have all of her things on display, and so it was a very enjoyable exhibition. It really did fit her style perfectly, I thought, at the end.
And the exhibition took place at Dongdaemun Design Plaza, and you were telling me that there is a story to that as well.
Right. So the curator was telling me that the two are a perfect match for each other because the designer, the architect of the DDP, is a Pritzker Prize-winning architect, Zaha Hadid, and so she really is considered a cutting-edge architect who really made this very unique, very minimalistic, but very futuristic, almost sort of design. I'm sure you've seen it, and so the curator said that Chanel as well has that reputation, has that that theme, and so the two of them together, the two artists together, just perfect hand-in-hand harmony between Chanel's works and between this architect as well. And so if you go there, you really get a sense of a very different kind of very fast forward into fashion, a very cutting edge, really just very unique experience.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Yoonhee, for your report today, as always.
It was a pleasure.